Hello everyone, I am back and we're working on circles now. So I want you to think about a circle and come up with as many characteristics as you can. So stop, pause the video for a minute, and how would you describe what a circle is to someone who's never ever seen a circle in their lives? Okay, once you come up with all those characteristics, we're going to take a look at what a circle is mathematically, its proper definition, and all the parts to a circle. So let's take a look here. We're going to start with a few definitions. I drew a circle to get us started. Obviously, you know that's a circle. And what I did was I used my dog's bowl to trace it because that's all I have. I wanted it to be a perfect circle. And then you see that point in the center. So I'm going to talk about the different parts to this circle. First of all, a circle is the set of all points in a plane that are the same distance from a point called the center. Now I wonder if your characteristics match this one. Probably you might be missing a few things. So it's a set of all points, and let me explain that part. If I have a point here and a point here, these are just 2 points kind of floating around on this flat surface, which we call a plane in geometry. If I were to connect this point to this point like this, you can't see it with your eyes, but it would be true that between these 2 points there are an infinite amount of points. And I could keep going and going and going. And so you don't see them here. We don't draw all the points we can't see, but they're there. Okay? So that's what it means by the set of all points in a plane that are the same distance from a point, this is my point, called the center. So if you can imagine where this circle came from, just like a line segment, the circle came from a whole bunch of little points that have been connected together. And each one of these points is the same distance from the center. So if I drew a line, and I'm going to be very meticulous about this, I want this to be a straight line. If I were to draw a line from here to here, the measurement of this line would be exactly the same as if I drew a line from the center to this part of the circle. So this measurement and this measurement are the same because they're the same distance from a point called the center. So that's actually what a circle is. Now the circumference is the distance around a circle. So obviously a circle does not have any straight edges, so I can't really measure the circumference, how far around the circle is. So what I could do is use a string, maybe, and put the string around, and then put the string to my ruler and then measure it that way. Also, I do have a measuring tape, and I'll bring that out in a little bit to show you. I could have simply used a measuring tape. So the circumference is the distance around this circle. The diameter, I'm sure you guys have all heard of diameter. It's the distance across a circle, but you actually have to go through the center. So I'm going to extend this segment here through the center of the circle, and then that is my diameter. Okay, so this here is my diameter. The distance around is called the circumference. And then I have this little segment there that also has a name, from the center to the edge, but not through the center. Okay, it does not go through the center, and that's a radius. And the definition is it's the distance from the center to any point on the circle. I wonder what this would be called if I were to take a point on the circle here and a point here and connect them. As you can see, it does not fit the definition of a diameter because it's not going through the center. And it doesn't fit the definition of a radius because, again, it's not starting on the center and going to the side. Does anybody know what that is called? That is called a chord, C-H-O-R-D. All right, the next thing I want to do with this information is show you the relationship between the diameter and the radius. So what do you notice about the relationship between the radius and the diameter? In comparison to the length, we can see that the radius is actually, and R is for radius. Okay, we're going to be getting into formulas, so that's why I'm calling it R for radius. The radius actually could be 2 diameters, so I could say 2 times the diameter. Nope, that's not right. Sorry. Okay, for the radius, how do I find the radius? I can take the diameter and divide it by 2. So the radius is half of the diameter. And then how do I write a formula for my diameter? How does the diameter compare to the radius? The diameter is twice the size of the radius. So I can say 2 times R defines the formula for my diameter. All right, get these notes written down. I have some fun activities coming up for you. And, oh yeah, one more thing. I would like you to follow up with IXL, so you guys can do this. Do IXL, level I, and the skill is W22. So that will get you going with all of these parts of a circle. All right, great job. Thank you, guys.